Welcome to St. Anthony Convent Higher Secondary School. Everyone, it's a very good afternoon. Okay, let us start with our today's topic, that is from our subject English. Here is the name of the topic, that is the 3 sacks of rice. Okay, now as you can see in the picture, there are the 3 sacks of rice. Okay, we have rice sacks, and the story is related with the moral which we have to understand. Okay, let us see what is the story is all about. Just a minute. Okay, now the 3 brothers, the story's background is about, the story is behind or it is around the 3 brothers. Now in many of the stories you may have the brothers, they are the elder ones are very kind, strong. Okay, they are clever, they laugh at the youngest. The situation is being described in every story, whatever we have learned, whatever we see, that they have 2 phases. One is about the person who is very familiar with the situation, and the other, the hero one, is facing some of the problems which are faced by the main character as it evolves around that. Okay, so what are the qualities of that? That means he must be a youngest one, or the one who is very simple, the soft hearted, kind, a very clever person, but a very poor. Okay, like these qualities he may have. So, our story is also about the 3 brothers. Okay, they lived in a very small time. For example, you just have to imagine that long years ago there was 3 brothers. Okay, this is the start of our story. So our story also has 3 brothers who lived in a small town, but they were all 3 of them honest, kind, and hardworking. Yes, in the early, as what I told, that all the other 2 are, the elder ones are strong, unkind, clever, but the smaller one, or the one who is the main character, is a very kind hearted, it's a very soft, a very poor person. But in this story all 3 are equal, all of them have the equal quality, that is, the they all 3 of them are honest, kind, and hardworking. Yes, what are they? All 3 of them are honest, kind, and hardworking. Okay, let's see what is the. Now, the elder one runs a shop. Okay, the elder one, the one who is a big one, is having a shop. The middle one was the priest, and the youngest one had a just finished his education. As he is a very younger one or a small one, he just have completed his studies. He is very young, and others too, they have started working, they have a shop, and one has gone to the priest. Now he had started taking up odd jobs. Now as soon as he finished the education, he just have started taking the odd jobs. Then that means he don't have the permanent job. Whatever work he wants to, he gets, he do that. Okay, he follows the others. He just want to learn. So he just takes the odd jobs to earn some money and to learn a trade. He just want to experience about his skills. Okay, what is mean by trade? Trade means a skilled job of buying and selling goods and services. We know that businessmen, they do the trading, they sell something, they just buy something. Okay, the goods and the services. So the trade, he wants to learn, he wants to earn some money, but the most important is he wants to learn the trade, he wants to just be a skilled person in that. Okay, all 3 of them were fond of their mother. What? All 3 of them, as we have seen, they are kind hearted, they all are honest. So they are the fond of their mothers, means they are very attached with their mother. Okay, their father was died, they don't have father, but Only the mother was taking care of them. That's why they are very attached with her. They care for her. They want to earn something for her. They just possess herself. Okay, that's called the fond of mother. They everything whatever happens in their whole day, they go and tell to their mother. That is the fondness. Okay. Now here one person enters in the story. Okay, the one person enters in the story and he start talking with that lady, the mother of that three boys. What he was telling is about that the lady who is the mother of that three child. He said that sister, I'm a precious businessman, as I'm a very a rich person. I have a only daughter. I have a single daughter. The only one daughter I have, which is of marriageable age. She is now young and I want to marry her with someone who is very capable, who is very good. Now I'm looking for a son-in-law. I'm just looking for a bride, so that my daughter will be happy or she will have a good life. What he said next: who would be a good husband to my daughter and who would also handle my business well? Okay, what was his expectation? That my daughter should be happy. Okay, he should be a good husband. First of all, he should be a good husband, as well as he should be a very well trader. Trader in the sense he must have to handle his business very carefully. Okay, so I like all my sons, all your sons. What he said that as I came to visit you, I have seen your son and I like them. All three of them are good. All three of them are honest. I like them. If you permit, okay, he's asking for the permission that if you permit, I will marry my daughter to one of them. What he said that I have not decided with whom, but one of them will be good for my daughter. Before that, I have a plan. As I have not selected, I want a perfect person or a perfect husband, a perfect trader. So I have a plan to succeed or to choose a good son-in-law. He discussed the plan with her and she agreed quite readily. Now, first, what she said that how can we judge the children? How can I decide? You must have to choose the first one. Whatever the discussion happened between them. But when he told his plan and he said that I want the perfect one for my girl. As I'm a only one, I'm having only one daughter. I want a perfect son-in-law who will handle my business properly. So he discussed the plan with her, and at the end of the conversation, she get quite readily agreed. She was agreed that yes, okay, you can test my children or you can test my son and you will select them. Okay, it's your up to you that which one you would like to marry with your daughter. Okay. The next day, the friend went to each of the three brothers one by one, not with together. Huh? One by one, he gone to each and every son. Okay. Now, why here it is said friend? Because the person, this trader, He was the friend of their father. Okay, he was the friend of their fathers. As the father was not there, he gone as an to meet them. Okay, all three, he wants to meet them one by one. He gave them each a sack of rice. Okay, each of them he gave one sack of rice. Now what he said, my dear boy, I'm going away for a few months for some necessary work. What he said, that I'm going out of the city to for some necessary work. It's very urgent. I have to go. Please look after this sack of rice till I come back. What he said, till I come back, you have to take care of this sack of rice. Okay. So many months passed, but he did not return. Many months, 6 months, 12 months have passed, and it was nearly a year before he come. Before means in the month of 11th or 12th month, means November or December month, he came back. Okay. Now, as he came back, he visited each of them. Okay. Till here, what was the scenario or what was the situation, that the three of the sons, they are very fond of their mother. They don't have the father. Okay. One day, a businessman or a person of his friend of his father came and visited the mother, and what he suggested, that I want to test your son, and I will select one of them as my son-in-law, because I have only one daughter and I want a perfect husband or a good husband, as well as the one who will handle my business carefully or properly. Okay. So when he came back, he visited each of them. When he visited the eldest brother first, okay, when he visited the first one or the elder one, he welcomed him and he gave a small purse of money. The elder brother welcomed him. Yes, uncle, come in, come. I'm very happy to see you. After so many long days you came. How was you? Everything. He welcomed him. And after discussing or after welcoming him, what he said, he gave a purse full of money. Now, instead of rice, he was giving a purse full of money. Let us see what he said. He said that, uncle, you had left a sack of rice with me. What he said, that, uncle, you left a sack of rice with me, but after a few months, I was worried. What he said, that after a few months, I was worried that it may get spoiled. Okay, when we keep a sack for too many days, it gets spoiled. So he was very worried that uncle gave me to take care of that. How can I make them spoiled, as I am a, yes, he was a person who was having a shop. So he was worried, and what he did, therefore I sold the rice of my to my customers. What he said, that as I am a shopkeeper, I sold your rice to my customers, and here is the money I got. Please accept it. What he said, that instead of spoiling the rice, I sold them for the customers and I have earned the money, which is I'm giving to you. And the friend, what he said, thank you, my boy. You are such a honest person. What did he say, that instead of keeping this money with you, or you can give me the answer that, yes, your rice may have spoiled. How can I return to you? But he, instead of giving reason, he gave the money honestly. Okay, so the man was very happy. He thought that, yes, it's a very honest person, he will be very good trader, he will handle my business properly. But then also he visited the second one, or the middle brother. Then the friend went to see the middle brother, who was a priest. Okay, he was a priest. I distributed the rice among the people in your name. What is the reason? As the friend, the middle brother welcomed the uncle, and what he said that, uncle, as your rice were getting spoiled, as they were not, you gave me, but they are going to be spoiled. That's why what I did, instead of selling them, instead of keeping them as it is, what I did, I just distributed, I just gave that to my poor people. And I told them that this is from my uncle in your name. They all blessed you for satisfying their hunger. Okay, what they said that all the poor people, when I'm distributing the rice, they blessed you that yes, the uncle should be blessed. However, I did that without your permission. What he said that he confessed. He said that without your permission, I did this. I'm very sad for that. I am willing to pay you back for the rice. I would like to give you the money, but right now I don't have. Okay, if you want, I will collect the money and I will pay for that if you want it. Okay, so the uncle said, when the friend went to visit the youngest one. Okay, now the uncle went to the youngest son, the small one. He too welcomed him. Okay, the third one also welcomed the uncle very nicely with the love and respect. Now here the third son, what did he say that? The He said that I had a confession to make. What is mean by confession? Confession means a statement indicating that one is guilty for something wrong. Means the smaller one, he knows that he done some mistake, and he wants to confess that. He said, uncle, I'm very sorry, I'm not able to handle your rice. I was just done something with that. But let's see what did he done. As we know, he was learning as a trade. He just completed his education and he was learning to do the trade. Let us see what idea he must have done or what confession he wants to make. Okay, let us see. The sack of rice was lying with me for a long time. What he said that the sack of rice which you gave me was kept in the corner and it was lying for a long time. But then I had an idea. Okay, what idea he was having is, I often go to a neighboring farm to help with the work. What he said, as I in the start also I told, he was doing an odd job. His job was not fixed. He was doing whatever work he wants to do. He just go and help them. So what he said that I was helping my friend in his neighboring farm. So as I have saw the sack of rice, I have an idea and I borrowed an unused plot of land from the farmer. One of my friend have gave me, or I have borrowed the plot from him to do the farming. Okay, and in that I exchanged the sack of rice for paddy and soaked the paddy in the plot. Okay, whatever materials, whatever he needs to do the cultivation, to do the farming, he gave, in exchange of that he gave the rice. Okay, and he got some seeds, he got some machineries, he got some pesticides, manure, everything. Okay, in exchange of the rice. I have kept back 5 of the sacks. Okay, and sold the 20 of them. That means with the 1 sack of rice, he made 25 sacks of rice. What did he done? He used that rice. Okay, he exchanged that and he made the farming. He do the cultivation of rice farming and he made 25 sacks of rice. 20 of them he must have sold, and 5 of that sacks he kept aside for himself and to give the one who is the owner of that sack. If you allow, I would like to keep a part of it as my share. What he say that, as I have 5 sacks of rice and the money sold of 20 sacks, if you are allowing me or if you give the permission, I'll keep some of the money as what? As considering the labor and the money I spent to do it all, because I have to pay to that farm also. I have to pay for the manure, everything. So as a my labor, or as I have worked in that, I want some money. I'll keep that, and the other money as well as the your 1 sack of rice also you can have it. A wide smile spread on the friend's face. Okay, the man was very happy, and he said that he had found his future son-in-law. That means what was his choice? His choice was third son, the younger one, who used his brain instead of selling one rice, or instead of giving into the poor. What he done? He used that rice for cultivation. He made a one rice from 1 sack of rice. He made 25 sack of rice. That means there is a profit. He done the business properly. He done it very nicely, and that's why the white smile spread on friend's face. He was very happy, and he selected the younger one as his son-in-law. He wants to marry his daughter with that younger one, the smaller one. Okay. Okay. Now, in short, again, I will tell you the story. Okay. What are the story? There is a three sons. Okay. They don't have father. They are only fond of their mother. One day, a businessman or a person came to visit, and he planned for uh, to judge the three of them. What was his plan? He gave the one sack of rice to each, and he wanted to use that rice as an um, as a business purpose. Okay, and he just left. After a 1 year, approximately nearby 1 year, he came back to see who was the excellent one, or who used it purposely. When he visited each of them, the first one, as we know, three of them are very honest. First one gave the money. Second one confessed that I distributed them amongst the people, and I wish to give you the money, but that for that you have to wait. Third one, he also confessed that I done the mistake. Without your permission, I used your rice. Okay, nicely he welcomed, and what he done? He made a 25 sacks of rice with that 1 sack, and as well as the businessman also got the profit, as well as he got his labor. That means he was a good businessman, and that's why he was selected as a son-in-law. Okay, the perfect choice for his daughter, the perfect husband, the good husband, and the good trader, a person who will handle the business properly. Okay, that was the intention of that man, na? So he chose to him. So this was the story of 3 sacks of rice. With the help of these 3 sacks, the person was able to select his son-in-law. He judged them. He just take the what we say, the competition amongst them. They all three of them was unknown. They used it purposely. All three of them have made it nicely, used nicely, and the result is in front of you. He got a son-in-law. Today we are going to learn about the singular and the plural noun. It's a very simple topic which you are going to learn from 3rd standard you are learning. Let us revise that. A noun is a word that names a person, place, thing, emotion or idea. Okay, as we know, in the first module also we have learned about the noun. The singular form of a noun refers to one person. Okay, it refers to one person. place or thing. But opposite to that, the plural form of a noun refers to two or more persons, places or things. Okay, that means when we talk about the single thing or single person or a single place, it's a singular form. But when it is about the many, two or more, it is plural. Okay, there are several different rules to form the plural nouns. As we know the singular, we have to turn them into the plural. At that time, we have some different rules. Let us see that. The most noun forms the plural form by adding the letter S. It's a basic rule. As a singular, when we add S, it becomes plural. The examples are tiger, tigers, book, books, basket, basket, house, houses. Okay, these are the this is the basic rule. When you have the singular one, you are directly going to add it the S. Okay, but when the noun ends with, okay, when the noun ends with ch, sh, ss, x or z, you are going to add es in the plural form. What you are going to add in the plural form? You are going to add es to that word. For example, church, churches, wish, wishes, kiss, kisses, box, boxes. Okay, we have added es to each and every word. We have added es to make it plural. Okay. Now the third rule, some nouns that ends in f or fe forms the plural. Okay. The nouns which ends with f or fe, they are going to change in the plural as they have to remove s and fe and I have to add ves. Here is the example. We have fe. Yes, I have removed that fe and I have added ves. Knife, knives. Okay, differently the spelling changes. Fe is being removed and ves being is added. Calf, calves, leaf, leaves, loof, loofs, thief, thieves, wife, wives. Okay. Now the fourth one, if a singular noun ends in y and is preceded by a consonant. Okay. If it is ends with y and before y, if we have a consonant, okay, so at that time we are going to remove or we are going to change y to an I and we are going to add es. Okay, what we are going to do, if the word ends with y, okay, the important thing is if it ends with y, okay, if it ends with y but before y, as in before y we have consonant. What are the consonants? Expect a, e, I, o, u. These 5 words should not be there. Other words, for example, are, okay, in this word. If we have consonant plus y, we are going to remove that y. We are going to remove that y and we are going to add IES. What we are going to add? IES. Okay. So what are the examples? The examples are berry, berries, baby, babies, story, stories, butterfly, butterflies, lady, ladies, city, cities, fairy, fairies, cherry, cherries. Okay, these are the example where we have to remove y and we are going to add IES. But before y, it should be a consonant. The next rule is Other irregular pronouns, we have exceptions, many times we have seen. So what are the exceptions or the irregular pronouns are, in a woman we just don't add s, ies, ves, but we changes a little bit in that. Woman's a becomes e in this. You can see here the singular is woman, but when it is woman it is men. Okay, that is the difference. Same with the man and the men. Child, as a singular it is child, when it comes to the plural it is children. Foot, feet, mouse, mice, ox, oxen, tooth, teeth, goose, geese. These are the irregular pronouns. They don't have the rules, they don't follow any kind of rules. They are just irregular. You have to by heart these plural nouns. Okay. There are many animal words that have the same singular and the plural form. Okay. This is also then exceptional. You have to learn them. You don't have to follow the rules. What are they? Deer, deer. Bison, bison. Moose, moose. Sheep, sheep. Fish, fish. Okay. These are the animals' name. They don't change in the plural. As we talked about one deer, as we talked about, just a minute, as we talked about one, it is same. It will be same. When we talked about 2, 3, 4, they all are same. They don't change their form. Okay, they don't change their form. Okay, I hope all of you have understood the singular and plural. Okay, they do follow the rules and some of the exceptions also we have saw.